kia ora, whakalofa lahi atu, and no mai hoki mai. Welcome back to this week's podcast episode. As always, ngā mihi noi kia koe. Thank you so much for joining me today on this week's podcast. And the question is, why do I keep dating fuckboys? Oh, I actually love that this question came through because it's so real. And I want to preface this by saying that what I'm about to say is said with so much love. I love you enough to let you know these things. And the first thing is the reason why you keep dating these fuckboys is because you keep choosing them, right? It's a choice. You're choosing this type of person or you're attracting this type of person into your life. And the reason why you're doing it is because that's how you feel about yourself. Right? Your partner mirrors how you feel about yourself. So when we say fuckboy, if you don't know what it means, it's like a guy who is emotionally unavailable, who is not committing to you, who treats you like shit, all the things, right? You usually know when you're dating a fuckboy, and sometimes it's hard to admit it. It's like you actually know, but sometimes it's hard to admit that you're dating a fuckboy or that's fuckboy actions, what they're doing and stuff like that. So it's a choice and you're choosing this person, you're attracting them because that's actually how you feel about yourself. You know, if you have a partner who isn't willing to see you, hear you, commit to you, allow yourself to be seen, to be vulnerable, doing all the things, showing up for you and all the things, it's a reflection of how you feel about yourself. You know, there's might be thoughts or might be feelings that you're not worthy. You're not worthy of an amazing relationship, of a healthy relationship, of an amazing connection. And when I say you will be thinking this, you might on the surface be like, I don't think that. I know I'm great. But it's like these subconscious beliefs. They're running your world, right? I was going to say they're running your mind, but they're running your world, right? These beliefs that, maybe might have even, came when you were a really young person, when you were in primary, in high school, something might have happened that made you believe, oh no, I'm not worthy of the love that I deserve, but it's stored in your subconscious mind. So it's like you're actually not aware of it. You've suppressed it so much, but it's actually running your world right now. And it's becoming aware of that, pulling that out of your subconscious mind to the forefront, to your conscious mind, and being like, okay, what is this? Where did this come from? How did this come from? How did this belief form? Where did it, all the things like that, right? There's thoughts that you're not worthy of the love. The way that you treat yourself is showing, it's a reflection, right? And a lot of the times we show people how to treat us. So if you treat yourself like shit, if you're talking to yourself like shit, if you're not putting yourself first, if you're not committing to yourself and doing the things that you say that you're going to do, then you best believe that's going to come out in a relationship. Oh, they're seeing the standard that you're setting for yourself, that you don't hold your boundaries, that you don't do what you say you're going to do, that you talk shit about yourself. So you know what? I'm going to talk shit about you too. I'm not going to treat you like you're worthy because you don't even treat yourself like you're worthy, right? So it's all a reflection of how you see yourself, how you feel about yourself, how you treat yourself. And sometimes it's like you're so conditioned to believe, or you've learned along the way, maybe your parents had a really shitty relationship, or you grew up in a really toxic, unconnected, unloving, household, and, that feels familiar to you. That drama relationship, the toxic relationship, it feels familiar to you. Because you're like, yeah, this feels like my childhood. Not knowing that that's fucking toxic as fuck. That's, you deserve more. You deserve a healthy, connected, loving relationship. And that's not okay. And you shouldn't be treated that way. And it shouldn't be normalized, right? It's that feeling of home and normality, that familiar feeling. A lot of times women like the bad guy. It's because it's the thrill of the chase. When there's a good guy right in front of them, they're like, oh, nah, too easy. I'm going to go for something really hard and I'm going to fucking screw myself over and I'm going to go through all this bullshit and fucking mud and dirt and shit to get this bad boy who doesn't even want me. It's the thrill of the chase, right? And if you really look down, there's deep-rooted reasons, beliefs, patterns in your life why you keep going for that bad boy, why you keep going for that fuck boy, as opposed to the fucking nice, healthy, connected man right here standing in front of you. Sometimes you won't even see that man because you're so conditioned to believe that that's what you deserve, the fuck boy, the bad boy, the all the things, right? So as always, you know that I'm all about like, how can we get out of this? How can you get out of this? How can you attract a loving, connected, healthy relationship? And the first thing is like, you need to heal that shit. You need to heal from whatever it is that's holding you back. That's the thought in your mind that you're not worthy, the thought in your mind that you're not good enough, that you don't deserve a loving, healthy relationship, right? So whatever that is, you need to freaking heal it. You need to become aware of what is the reason why you're attracting this person, right? Why you keep going for the fuckboy, why you keep thinking you're not enough, you're not worthy of the love of your life and all the things. And I've been with fuckboys in the past, and I think about a time specifically. I think I have a podcast about this where I was with a specific guy and he cheated on me, and like with multiple women, with my best friend, with like, it was fucking terrible, and the relationship was so fucking toxic, and just so many, like, obviously when you're removed from the situation and you're looking back from it, you're like, holy fuck, that was crazy, that was not good, like I can't believe I went through all that shit, like what was I doing? Like even my family and friends were like, hey, like this isn't good, like, you know, this guy's a really bad dude, he's a fuck boy, he's cheating on you, he's not treating you well and all the things. And when I was in that relationship, like obviously I didn't deserve any of that shit and all of that, but I was thinking about the type of woman I was back then, and I was very like, I was always looking for external validation. I was looking for validation in men. I would always try I would go out partying to try and find men so that they would validate me. And then on top of that, I was punishing myself in the gym. Like literally, I see photos now, and photos like when I was in the gym 24/7, I would always be like, oh my gosh, I'm so fat, blah, blah, blah. I look at photos now, I'm like, holy shit, I was so fucking small. Like I was so little and skinny, and yeah. So it was like, I was punishing myself in the gym. I was living in the gym. I was starving myself. I was on like all these shake diets. I wasn't eating well. I was like saying yes to like work commitments and stuff like that when I really meant no. I was hanging out with like the wrong crowd. Like it was just like, it makes sense why I was dating this type of guy, because I didn't think much of myself. I wasn't treating myself with the love and the respect and the kindness, and I was not confident in myself, and I was really struggling with my weight and how I looked and all the things. So I didn't think much of myself. So these were the type of people that I was attracting. Actually, another example is when I got fired from my dream job as an international flight attendant, right? I just went on this downward spiral, and like I hated myself. I was filled with so much shame and so much guilt, and I was worried about what other people thought of me, and I was like really struggling with my weight, the way I saw myself. I hated myself. Like it was just this downward, spiral, and I was dating fuckboys. And I look back at some of the guys I was dating, and I was like, fuck, some of the relationships we had, it was like a literally, you could like from one conversation, I knew in my heart like, hey, no, that's not okay. Like I actually can't date this guy, because if that's the way he thinks and we can't even have a conversation to try and like, then I don't want to be with this person. Like it was like, actually he, like my values, there was a value that was really high on my list, and he was like, no, that's not. And I was still like, okay, stay in this relationship. And you best believe, like, I wasn't getting the attention. I wasn't being seen and heard. We weren't having great conversations. We weren't, it was just like, there was so many things that I was like, red flag, red flag, red flag. But because I didn't think highly of myself, because I was in a really shitty place, or because I hated myself, that was the type of person I was attracting. So I say all this to say, and I say all this to give you examples to know that, like, firstly, you deserve better. Firstly, you are worthy. You are enough. You deserve the love of your life. You deserve to live the life of your dreams. You deserve all the love, all the connected, like your dream man, whatever that looks like in your fucking, and you might have not even looked or try to think about having a dream man. What does your dream man look like? Or dream person, lady, whatever it is? And like, know know that you can have that, you can attract that, and you will attract that when you get on the same level, when you meet that standard, when your standards are set like up here and you meet that standard within yourself, when you know 100% you're worthy, when you know 100% you're that bad bitch that deserves everything she fucking wants in her life, then that's when you will get to that stage. Actually, I want to tell you one more thing. A friend I know really, really well, I thought I knew her type to a T when it comes to men, because it was the same guy that she kept dating. And I said to her one time, I was like, oh, that guy's a bit of you, because it was her typical type of guy that she would normally date. And she was like, yeah, like we were talking about, like, would you go up to him and approach him? And she's like, yeah, well, not really. And I was like, oh, like I thought that was your type and blah, blah, blah. She's like, well, not really. That's just all I think I can get. And I was like, what? Like, I was actually like, huh? So what is your type? Like, what would you love? What kind of guy would you absolutely love? And she told me this type of guy, which was different to what her normal type that she would date was. But the reason she went for those guys that she would always date was because she thought that that's all she deserved. She didn't think she could deserve the man of her dreams that she sees in her mind, that she could have. Right. And I was just like, damn, baby girl, like, just like that shows the way you think about yourself. That shows some deep rooted shit in there that you need to pull out these beliefs. Maybe somebody said something to you growing up. Maybe something happened growing up. Maybe you watched a relationship fall apart. Maybe you heard things about relationships, that fucking guys are fucking women are fucking assholes. That's what my dad used to always say. Women are assholes. Relationships are shit. They just get tied down. You're just going to get locked down and tied down. And I was like, a healthy relationship isn't being tied down. In a healthy relationship, you do whatever that you have the freedom, you have your own freedom. Just because you're in a relationship doesn't mean you're tied down. Just because you're in a relationship doesn't mean you're half of somebody else. It's like, no, you're still all of you. You still get to show up as who you are. You still get to be who you are at your freaking highest form and all the things. It's just when you come together with a partner, that shit's amplified. You guys are fucking amazing together. You guys fucking, like, it's like you are fire already on your own. You come together and it's a fucking, like, explosion, because that's how fucking amazing you two are, right? There's no, like, you don't have to be locked up or tied down or, in the fucking, I don't know, doghouse or whatever it is, right? So yeah, I really actually want you to know, like, you do deserve better. If you're in a relationship now where you're like, oh, he's such a fuckboy, or oh, this relationship isn't good, I deserve better. I need to be treated better. I need to, this, that, and the other. This is what I want in a relationship. I'm not fulfilled here. I want more. I want this. I want that. I want this. Like, this is an invitation for you to look inside yourself, right? You're looking outside for something. You're looking for whatever it is that you're trying to find outside in a man, and you keep getting that in a fuckboy. It's because you need to come within, and you need to look within, and you need to work on that shit within. You need to work on the way that you feel about yourself, you think about yourself, the things you say about yourself, because that's going to be reflected in the partner that you choose, right? So I love you so much. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for this question. If you do have a question that you want me to answer, please let me know below. DM me on Instagram. And also, I want to let you know Destination Self-Love is open. Come and join me. If this is something like this whole podcast we just talked about, you're like, fuck, Leash, I need help. How do I get to, the unconscious beliefs, and how do I work on my worthiness and all the things? Like, come into Destination Self-Love. I will help you. I would give you all the tools and techniques, and we'll fucking build yourself out so that you go out into the world and you attract the person of your dreams. I love you. Thanks for being here. Ka kite. Koe kia.